All right. Oreo teeth.
Okay, they won't see it. Jonathan just ate some Oreos, literally, as the intro music was rolling.
It's my favorite breakfast.
It's the best. Breakfast of champions. And ice cream. You ever had ice cream when you wake up?
I have not. I can honestly say, as a 36-year-old man, I don't think I've ever eaten ice cream. I shouldn't make that claim. I'm pretty
I was
healthy.
going to say, there's no way you haven't at least one time, even if you were a kid. But knowing you, there has been one morning in the last 5 years that you've gotten up and been like, Rocky Road?
Yep. Breakfast of champs.
Yep. AYC podcast.
What's going on? Week number 2.
Week number 2.
I love this, man.
It's fun. I like it. It's a good time. So, it's Q&A week.
I know, week 2, and we're already going Q&A. The purpose of this podcast is to midweek reconnect, just to give opportunity to connect with students, leaders, whoever would listen to this, but also to recap the night before, the Sunday message before at youth ministry. And we didn't have youth ministry this week.
We didn't. We had the week off because of the national holiday.
Super Bowl
Sunday. So, it was great. Go Bengals, but they lost, sadly. Spoiler alert.
Yep, go Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I know we were watching the game, and I was like, I know Jonathan's hyped right now. I was glad to see that he got MVP, though.
Yeah, he deserved it.
So there's the recap for Super Bowl.
But instead of a recap of the message, and we did recap of the Super Bowl there, but we put out on our Instagram, if you're not following the Alive Youth Church Instagram, I recommend it, at Alive WSFC. It's all one word. Instagram. We put out there a little opportunity to ask questions or release some topics, things you want to see us discuss on the podcast.
Yeah.
So.
And we got a bunch of them.
Yeah. We're not going to be able to do all of them for multiple reasons. There's too many, but also I think some of them deserve their own, we'll call it episode.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, there's a couple of them that we're not going to be able to just talk about in 10, 15, even 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So, like their whole message kind of deals. But we did get a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Do you want to do the first one, or you want me to do the first one?
Yeah, let's both answer them, I think. But yeah, why don't you ask?
All right. For the first question of the AYC podcast Q&A episode, we need to rank the Toy Stories. They said, rank the Toy Stories from 1 to 3.
See,
or 1 to 4. I'm already wrong.
Just credibility just down the toilet right
already.
There.
I haven't seen 4, and that's so But do you want to know why?
There's whatever reason you give me is not going to be good.
Because I'm scared I'm going to be sad.
You can't let predictive emotions determine whether or not you do something.
I guess. I gotta watch it. I'll watch it today.
I'm trying to get deep.
I'll watch it
Toy
today.
Story.
And I'll watch it today, and I'll even post a picture on the AYC story of me with Toy Story 4, and then people will be like, "What is that?" And then they'll realize what it is when they listen to the podcast. It'll be funny. Okay, I personally, at least from the ones I've seen, so I won't rank 4.
This is so irrelevant now. You're trash.
Oh my gosh, you're so mean.
You don't even get that reference, but go ahead.
I think, honestly, they're in order of release. I think 1 is the best one. I love 2. I think number 2 is I think I'm a Disney freak. Yeah. I'm about to go to Disneyland in April and this will be the 3rd time I've gone. I've put myself in debt because I love Disneyland so much.
No, within a year.
Within a year, I will have gone 3 times to Disneyland.
That's pretty good.
But it's only like $700.
Yeah, what's $700? Just with a guy like you.
What is $700 to us? It's just doing a couple car details. I'm very blessed. Very blessed to have it. But so I think 1, 2, and 3. I think number 2 is very good. I love this. I love the story. I love that they're kind of taken away and I love the supermarket scene.
Okay.
I think that's a lot of fun. I think the grocery store, like
the toy store? You mean Al's Toy Barn?
Yeah, Al's Toy Barn. I think that's a very fun, underrated part of Toy Story history. Yeah. I'd say.
Sure.
And the montage where Woody is getting all fixed up, but my heart sinks when he paints over Andy on the boot.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. That was that was a big deal.
It's so good though.
Well, he's having an identity. He's literally. Okay.
I know you have a thing. So
I
You
know.
get into
So
it.
here's the deal,
You
like-
get into it. You do it.
I grew up. I'm a little older, but I grew up with the Toy Stories. I have 2 kids. Like they love Toy Stories, so I'm into it. But like, yeah, I think hands down the best one is number 1. It was to me revolutionary. I loved just the whole concept of the toys being alive. I literally, as a kid, used to play with my toys that way, as if like they were alive. No, this is not an exaggeration. I used to play with my toys equal amounts of time because I felt like they would feel bad if I gave
they were
favorites.
sad
Yeah,
if you,
yeah,
like,
like
if you- that's funny.
whatever it was, G.I. Joe's, cars, like that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like I would give it equal.
That's funny.
So I love number 1. I love the early conflict between Buzz and Woody, and
Yeah.
it's like
It kicks right off at the start. It's
you're
good.
not going to be the favorite anymore. But then it ends up it's like you don't have to compete; you can complement each other. Like
Yeah.
and then so 1 is for me. It goes 1, 4.
Okay.
I love the closure. I love. I see now. I can't talk openly because it's a spoiler.
No,
alert.
you can. Do
You
it.
know,
Do it. That's my fault for not watching the movie. That's my
1,
fault for not
so
watching the movie.
4, I just loved. I'll just say just the resolution. It gives some good resolve. It is emotional, but it's in a good emotions. You know, you're sad but happy conflict. And then I go 3 because of, again, I think how realistic it is. Like how realistic it is to toys coming alive.
The toys living realistic.
No, like they're at the daycare and
Yeah.
they're wanting to be at a
Moving
home.
on from
and
Andy
they,
kinda
totally,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just put number 2 as the last one, and just because it's
that
last,
breaks my heart.
I know because it's last of this quartet doesn't mean like it's a bad movie. I just think it's the least favorite of the 4.
I just can't believe that you would put that over the third one.
I don't know. I liked
Or
I liked the
the third one
yeah.
over the second one.
Sure. I don't know. I liked the third. I liked that there was new characters introduced. I like, I think
Lotso was good. He was
yeah,
good.
he's a good villain.
Yeah.
Very underrated villain.
Yeah.
Like Lotso, but
He's more evil than Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
I don't even know what that is. So.
Phineas and Ferb. Shout out Phineas and Ferb.
Okay.
The listeners will know you're a boomer.
I am a boomer. I don't know what a Doofenshmirtz is. Why is okay? Next question.
Yeah.
Why is this is making some assumptions? Why is Chick-fil-A superior? And that's the way it was asked.
Okay.
Why is Chick-fil-A superior?
That's how they typed it.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Chick-fil-A superior? Okay. So, funny thing, when I went to Bible college in Arizona, I worked at Chick-fil-A.
Oh, insider!
I have some
So
insider
now you're
info.
credible. This question you offer.
I have
yeah.
I offer the credibility for this
Yeah.
one. The last one you took it. This one, here's my thing with Chick-fil-A. I worked in the kitchen,
Ooh, this,
so I saw a lot of stuff go down.
okay.
Dobson Road in Mesa.
If you're in Mesa, Arizona, the Chick-fil-A off of Dobson Road.
Don't go there.
Oh, there it is. Just
That's-
keep driving.
That's it. Just keep driving.
Ooh.
Just keep driving. Here's my other take too. Just keep driving to Popeyes. Go to Popeyes.
Popeyes over Chick-fil-A.
The chicken sandwich is literally twice the size at Popeyes,
Okay.
and
But is
it's
it
so much better. It is just the
Okay.
quality of the meat is so good. It's got so much flavor, and you get way more for your dollar. For at least, I'm just speaking the fried chicken sandwich.
okay? But do you feel like with Chick-fil-A, yeah, obviously you're when you go there you're looking to eat, but you're paying for an overall experience. You're paying for like what the business stands for, how
Yeah,
clean
which
it
is
is.
great.
It's our pleasure. All that.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean. You're paying extra, but you're getting all that.
It's a bougie fast food restaurant that loves Jesus.
And
it's
a
great.
guy like you, in your lifestyle with Disneyland, like $700, you're bougie. Like that's, that's your
Disneyland debt
bougie,
makes me bougie.
bougie fast food.
Here's a hot take for
Okay.
Chick-fil-A. I think their fries are, if you have the fries with the Chick-fil-A sauce, I think they're almost. It's a toss up. It depends on how I'm feeling that day. But right now, I'm willing to say they're better than McDonald's fries. As long as you got the Chick-fil-A sauce with those waffle fries,
Yeah.
they're the best.
So that's okay. So that brings me to my point.
Okay.
And I may also, it sounds like you and I maybe are very similar with this.
Okay.
Unpopular opinion. I do like Chick-fil-A. I will go there if it's in the area that's like probably the fast food I would choose. I would still pick In-N-Out over Chick-fil-A. Another topic for a different day.
I can kind of see it though.
I don't know if I like Chick-fil-A or I just love sauce.
That's a good point. They just have like really good sauces. It's more than ketchup and mustard, man.
Dude,
it's the Chick-fil-A way.
And the sauce they have, like, because obviously, like other fast food restaurants, they have sauce, but there's just Chick-fil-A sauce is a top condiment of all time. It's a GOAT condiment.
Yeah,
but their ranch is good. Honestly, their Polynesian sauce extremely underrated.
That is my favorite sauce.
Dude, let's go.
At Chick-fil-A, the
Let's
Polynesian
go.
sauce.
No, literally, let's go.
If you get chicken nuggets
to
from
Chick-fil-A,
there,
you want to go?
The only way to eat Chick-fil-A nuggets is with Polynesian sauce.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Yep.
It is so good. Okay, I literally want to drive to Portland now. And get some Polynesian
We're getting one in
sauces and
Kaiser.
nuggies. We are.
That's your hood.
They have on Saturdays, you guys, students and listeners, on Saturdays, there is a food truck at a church in Kaiser.
Yeah.
The Chick-fil-A food truck sits at the Dayspring Fellowship Church in Kaiser. If you want some Chick-fil-A on Saturdays, that's where you can get some.
So when you go to Instagram and you follow at AliveWSFC, you can also follow, like, I think it's like Chick-fil-A food truck or PDX food truck, and it tells you the locations because it goes to other locations
they
like
drop everywhere else. Too? They drop
Robertson Motors, and it's
I didn't know that.
I follow
That's
them on
cool.
Instagram.
I didn't know they had an Instagram for that. That's smart.
Yeah. So if you're looking for sauce, go to Instagram.
Also, the desserts at Chick-fil-A are so good. They have brownies.
I've never had their desserts.
Dude, have you had the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese?
Yeah, well, okay, that's my son orders it, and I always eat it.
Oh, it's so good.
Always. He gets so mad at me, but I just take it. Yeah, I agree.
It's so good. The mac and cheese.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Like, Chick-fil-A, I like their sandwiches. I think Popeye has a better chicken sandwich. But the reason as to why Chick-fil-A is superior isn't because of their chicken sandwich. It's because the things that they offer alongside the chicken sandwich. Yeah. They have the mac and cheese. They've got the waffle fries. Dude, there's something about the waffle.
I don't care about the fries.
There's something about the waffle.
When I go, my order is usually either 2 chicken sandwiches or chicken sandwich and nuggets. You can miss me with that fries.
Okay.
And I like fries, but
You're not a fan of theirs? I think it's just different.
Okay.
The waffle fry is just different. It's just better. And the mac and cheese. They have brownies. They have ice cream. They have really good milkshakes and like lemonades that they make in house. Yeah, it's really good. It's like actual fresh lemons. They squeeze them in the back. It's actually that was
your job.
That's probably. I wish it was my job.
Off Dobson Road.
I wish
Dobson
I
Road in
lemons.
Mesa. He was just a lemon.
No, I was making the chicken nuggets, dude, and I was grabbing chicken nuggets that were like 150 degrees, and your hands through the latex gloves are just burning.
Just lost all fingerprints.
Dude, the worst thing ever was when someone ordered a 30 count, and you had to grab 30 just boiling hot chicken nuggets and put them in a Chick-fil-A box.
Like you couldn't get a spoon or something?
Well,
I feel like Chick-fil-A could order.
Well, you could get spoons, but you have to count them. So it was difficult. I don't know if we were supposed to do it or not, but we all did it.
Yeah, something tells me you were doing it wrong.
I was doing it wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, I only worked there for a month, so maybe.
Were you fired or you quit?
No, I quit.
Yeah, that's what the guy that was fired would say. Next question says, simple, just a comparison or whatever. But what do you prefer, energy drink or coffee?
This one is special for the both of us, I guess.
You
tell them your experience first, and then I'll follow.
Okay, here's the deal. My answer is easy: coffee. And I'm simple when it comes to coffee. I'm not a coffee snob. I'll drink church coffee. I'll go. You can give me a fancy pour over, whatever, Origin, this and that, and bean, whatever. Yeah. Folgers. I'm pretty simple. Like my at home espresso or Keurig, whatever. However, I had a period of time, many years, where I would say I was addicted to energy drinks.
Yep.
I would still drink coffee, but it was one energy drink, at least one a day.
What was your energy drink?
Okay, it started.
Choice, the addiction one?
Dude, it started with Monster energy drink.
Monster.
It actually, that's not even true. It started with what's called Lost energy drink.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
No, I haven't seen them.
Okay.
Anymore.
Must have been a California thing.
They're lost. Well, that's where it started. I was in college, spring break, and I went to the beach. My plan was to go to the beach to surf. Instead of surfing, I ended up playing volleyball.
Oh, fun.
And beach volleyball, but because I hadn't planned on being there all day to play volleyball, it didn't have water or anything like that. At the same time, the U.S. Open of surf competition was happening, sponsored by Lost Energy Drink. They were just giving them away. So I'm out playing volleyball, exhausted, dehydrated. So obviously, what's better to hydrate with
than with the caffeine that also dehydrates
than
you.
an energy drink. So that's where I got free energy drinks. So I took one. Yeah, I stuffed my bag, and that was it. That's where my addiction started. Turned into Monster energy drink, and then since was a Red Bull guy and get the flavors and the whatever. So, however, extremely unhealthy. I had a friend of mine, shout out Katie Mayer, brought my attention to liquid sugar and what that does to your teeth.
Yeah, it's bad.
Sticks in there, rots it. And then that was what she told me, and that's what my dentist confirmed. So I just was like, "This, I got to be done."
Yeah.
And so November 2020 was my last Red Bull energy drink. Because I had it on a Sunday before youth group. Yeah. And then had to leave youth group because we tested positive and took my week of quarantine as also a week of detox from energy drinks and a cold turkey dip. So
that's great.
But now I've taken my personal convictions and I've given them to you.
You have.
And I keep judging you for drinking
energy
drinks.
You do judge me all the time, not just for energy drinks.
Mm-hmm. Many reasons, but.
But it's okay. You're just making me better. So I think if we're diving deep into our stories here on energy drinks.
I know I went way farther than it's like I had one. That's what I was talking like.
I probably started having the Dutch Bro Rebels, their energy drinks.
Yeah, I see that. You scream Dutch Bros.
Oh yeah, dude, that's right. I'm all up in your window asking your coffee order all the time.
No, shout out to Dutch Bros though. We love Dutch Bros.
We do
Sponsor
love
us.
Dutch is great.
Can we take sponsors?
I wish if Dutch wanted to sponsor us.
I
I'd
don't
take
know how
a case
that
of cold
works.
brew.
We're a church affiliated
But
podcast.
not the Rebels. We don't drink those no more.
That's true.
We can't drink.
But we can
energy
give them
drinks.
out.
We can give them out.
So let's do a giveaway.
Let's do
a giveaway. Okay, next week we're gonna come up with a way to do a giveaway.
Okay.
Call in.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
I was probably in 7th, 8th grade when I started getting the Red Bulls from Dutch Bros.
My parents still weren't letting me drink, so I was having root beer.
My mom was always she was chill with it, and I don't think it ever really has affected me the way it affects other people. For me, it's just a drink. For other people, it was it's an energy thing. I just like the taste. So started getting the blended ones with all the flavors, the raspberry, strawberry kind of thing. Got that in middle school, high school. Every day I was stopping at Dutch Bros before class and getting a Red Bull or a Rebel any chance I could. Can blended. Strawberry coconut.
Those things are expensive.
Or can blended, very expensive.
To the average person.
Raspberry.
Like me, not you, of course.
Yeah, not the Disney debt guy. That's me. So, yeah, all of high school. And after high school, going into college, when I went to Bible college, I would have 2 a day, 2 Red Bulls. I'd get a Red Bull from a convenience store or whatever. I'd slam 2 a day and relied on them heavy. It was more than an addiction of liking the taste and all that kind of stuff. I think it was also a routine thing, get up, shower, Red Bull.
Yeah.
And
you ever had a shower Red Bull, in the shower? Red Bull?
I don't know. That's not. I could have. I might have. One of those the nights you went to bed at 3, you had to wake up at 5 because you had to be at church at 5:30 or whatever. Because in Bible college, church is early. When you're serving. But I could see myself having a Red Bull in the shower back then in college. But anyways. Fast forward to now, I don't have them anymore because you had passed on that conviction for it. I have had 3 Red Bulls in the last, I think it's 43 days.
Hours? Oh.
Something like that, 42 hours. So, yeah, I've had
So you are trying to taper off.
Oh, yes.
Good,
oh, yes.
man.
So far, I think I'm at about 1 Red Bull every 2 weeks in the start of the new year.
Yeah.
So that was my resolution. That's the only one I've ever actually done good with.
That's great.
I've tried the working out resolution, and it never works out.
How'd that work out for you?
It never works out. But yeah, so now I'm a coffee guy. Yeah. I'm a coffee guy. I like coffee.
Me too. What do you got? Next question.
Next question.
More of a serious one? Oh, those were serious. I mean, a little different direction of a serious
Addiction to Red Bulls are serious.
I guess.
They got us.
Yeah.
but we overcame the addiction. Okay, what factor in your life really pushed you to want to live a life with Jesus?
That is an amazing question.
Yeah.
What factor in your life pushed you to want to live a life with Jesus?
It's a deep one. It's a little hard to kind of think of on the spot and answer. But I guess the first thing that came to my brain, if it's okay if I go, was my community. I started going to youth group at my uncle's church, Salem Faith Baptist, and so I was at youth group with like my family, like all my cousins were there. So being at youth group with my family was super cool, and then making friends. It was always very easy to go because I knew everybody kind of thing. So going to camps and stuff always was so much fun, and it made it more comfortable to ask questions like about the Bible or about like whatever message was preached when we go into small groups. Because when you don't know people, especially at that age, when you're a student, it's uncomfortable. But I would encourage students, don't be uncomfortable. Like that's what we're here for. That's what we're here to do, is to learn about Jesus. So being in that community where it was made so easy made it like made me want to learn so much more. So, and then obviously not only to learn so much more, but to live more like Jesus. So for me, it was wow, like this is what we're called to live like. This is who I want to be like, and who I want to strive to be like. So yeah, I was at a youth event called TNT. It was a 24-hour
Dynamite
youth event, and it was crazy. It was like you stay up for 24 hours straight. Those were some Red Bull days.
Yeah, that's the Red. Call back Red Bull.
And so we stayed up for 24 hours. We started going. We went to a hockey game, and then after the hockey game, we went rollerblading, I think, and then we went bowling. So we were gone from we were at the church probably around noon and wouldn't get back till the next day at like 7 a.m.
That's not 24 hours.
So I guess it's not full 24 hours, but yeah, it was an all-nighter kind of thing. But in the Moda Center, in the basement of where the hockey game was, they had all these churches that were at the TNT event too, and just preached more on Jesus and kind of had an altar call moment. And then, so I was saved in the basement of the Moda Center.
That's pretty cool.
So I was saved underneath the Trailblazers.
Your Moda Center moment.
Under the Trailblazer and
home court.
What's their name? The Portland Winterhawks courts. Kind of cool. Little fun fact.
No, way cool.
But
and that's why you've shared this with me before. That's why you are now like serving youth ministry.
I love it.
Passionate about this age, like middle school
It's
and
the
high school
best.
ages. That's when like it was like captivating for you and it gripped you. Yeah.
Well, and when you grow up as a student not in youth ministries, life's hard. I mean, life's hard in general.
Yeah.
But when you don't feel like you have a community that really wants to make you better and call you higher,
wow.
Then people are like, oh, well, like you're struggling with this. Well, like that's what the world whether it's just anything really.
Yeah, it's not a big piece. It's like crucial. It's essential. My dad used to always say this, like, it's hard enough to go through life without Jesus.
Yeah.
Or with Jesus, excuse me. It's hard enough to go
I know what you're saying.
living life with Jesus, let alone not having that. Like, the very he created us. That means if he created us with purpose and on purpose. So, like, when we understand our identity and how that's helps you get through. Like, and I don't even think get through is the right terminology, but, thrive and understand, like, why I'm here. And when you understand, like, when you have direction, this is what Pastor John was talking about at church yesterday. He said, like, I'm my best when I understand the direction I'm headed. When I'm lost and I'm wandering and I don't have purpose, it's you're free to just kind of go wherever and do whatever.
Yeah.
But when you understand your mission, your purpose that God gave you, and that's kind of like my story, like going along with this question was, I grew up in an incredible household. My family, one of 6 kids, and like every one of us is serving in ministry now, and not just like vocational ministry and things like that. But my dad and my mom pastored a church for 20 plus years. I think it was even close to 30 years.
Wow.
So I just grew up in the church.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, in the church. With 6 kids. We weren't in the youth group. We were literally the youth group, and like,
That's funny.
and so. But I would say at that time, all growing up, I viewed it church and faith, spirituality. I viewed that more as like family tradition.
Yeah, it was more like this is what my family just does, kind of week in and week out, more than like
totally
like relationship.
Yeah, without that was what we did, and it wasn't until I was in college and I went to Bible college, and in full transparency, I didn't go to Bible college because I just felt so called to go study the Bible and be a pastor, and I went because it was in Los Angeles, and I just wanted to. Grew up in small town, Eastern Washington. I just wanted to get out and get to a new.
There you go.
In LA, I thought it was a good spot, but for me, that's where it became real. That's where I would experience what a lot of people refer to as like the transition from like a religion to a relationship. And I want to be clear that like I don't like somewhere along the lines. I don't know where or how, but like the idea of religion has become like a negative, like
it just kind of has a negative connotation to it.
Yeah, that's the way to put it. Yeah. And I think I get it. The way people view and maybe the way.
Yeah, I get where people are coming from.
Some people have represented that, but to me, I think if we look at the way maybe like God designed and established the church, like in a few weeks here, we're actually going to be talking about this in a youth church from Acts, and this is where we see, like I said, the transformation of the church, kind of that now what, and communities were formed. You talked about that, about how essential community was, and the people in your life were.
Yeah,
so
it was.
For me, my community was the crew that I had down in college, and still my best friends today.
Yeah, cool.
And we're living in different parts of the country, but we're still always in texting and talking and keeping each other accountable and things like that. But the way God designed and his idea for community was that to be together, to devote and dedicate ourselves to the things of God, which includes like reading the Word, reading Scripture, hearing His words, living that out, allowing it to read us. Don't just read Scripture, allow it to read you and adjust your life, correct your life according to the truth and the promises of Scripture. But then also like sharing. It says sharing in the Lord's Supper, which would be communion, or religious tradition would be like bread and juice, or in some religions and faiths it's literally wine or whatever. But
so you're kind of saying like you can't have one without the other.
I think so. I think you need religion and relationship.
I'd agree with you, because I feel like you won't have like the best understanding necessarily of Jesus and who He is and His characteristics if you take the religious aspect out of it. Like you had said, like this bread is my bones, is blood, or the wine is my blood, and taking that communion and understanding, the price that Jesus paid for us, to love us for our sins, so that we could live eternally with Him. And when you take that religious aspect of it, and it takes away from it.
And so that's,
and you can't focus on just one, and you can't focus on just the other. It's kind of, they both are the right and the left hand of who Jesus is and why He did
our religion. We're Christian, and specifically like Pentecostal Christians, which means we believe in the power of the Holy Spirit, not just what we read about in Scripture, but even now active and moving today. And like for us, that's our religion. I think the whole point of a religion would be like the traditions and the practice of the things of Christ to help build and strengthen our relationship. And it's just it's crucial. That's so I don't know if we answered that question, but that was a lot of content, so that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
What do you think should do?
I think we have another question. We're
One
going
more?
a little late, but I think it'll be fun. It's fun. It's a good time.
One more. This is a good one, because today is Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Love Day.
Love Day.
Love.
February 14th.
Yeah.
2022.
Sounds weird. 2022.
How do you pursue God in a relationship with your significant other?
Yeah, so we've got kind of like two perspectives on that question. You're married. I'm dating. So I'll go from a dating perspective. I would say something to help you pursue God as a couple, or a significant other, whatever, dating, is to stay in church, stay in community. If you are of a student's age and you're dating somebody, have them come to youth group. Hang out with them at youth group, because you want to surround yourself with people that you want to be like, right? And that should be people that want to be like Jesus,
Right.
right? Ultimately.
Yeah.
So be in church, be in community, be in youth group, all that kind of stuff. And it's a lot of fun too. I'm going to add that because it's fun
I like that.
to be at youth, to hang out with
yeah.
the person that you're interested in, that you're dating, and with your friends.
Yeah.
Like that's
and dating should be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
It shouldn't be problems and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And also part of the fun is figuring things out in that kind of way. So yeah, stay in community, stay in church, stay in the Word, whether it's together or separate. But I think it's always fun to be like, hey, like, where are you at? What are you reading? You know, like, what are you taking away from this? Or it's like, hey, I think I read this weekend. Like, I think this is really good for us, kind of thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, encouraging each other.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a couple things for dating, I guess, for me.
Similarly, like for myself, my wife, we don't have like a devotional that we do together.
Yeah,
or
like a daily, weekly plan kind of thing.
We just don't. We both are on our word. We both read our Bible. She has some books she's reading. I have books I'm reading, and I actually I like that. I think the question is like, how do you pursue God in a relationship with your significant other? And I think the first question, or the first thing to establish, is like, make sure you have a relationship with God before you pursue a significant other.
That's good.
Because like, what is your relationship with God based off of? Is it only based off of that person you were dating? Then it's going to fail. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, if you're basing your relationship with God on somebody that's going to fail you, then God will always fail you because you don't know God's characteristics.
That's good. And that's another key, is like knowing Christ's characteristics, like, and knowing who Christ is. You should those should start to be seen in you. So
seen in somebody that you want to be with.
Yes, I love Preston, our friend Preston Rivera. He said this, like, going into a marriage, you think, oh, all my issues, my struggles, my problems are going to be solved, like it's the end all be all. When the reality is that's not the case. It's they're magnified, or they're exposed.
Oh, so your problems aren't solved; they're magnified. Kind of thing. Yeah. That's good, because I mean, at least for me, just because of there's kind of like this Instagram, like, Christian, like, young adults being married culture that's kind of idolized. You know what I mean? There's like there's an attractiveness to that, and so I feel like sometimes people might look at the marriage and be like, oh, that's the end game.
Sure.
That's the okay, once I'm there, I've made it, kind of thing.
Marriage is idolized. I think that's accurate.
So like what you were kind of saying that Preston had said, which is really good, like that going into marriage, your problems aren't solved. They're magnified, and that's good. And that's even something good for me to hear, because I mean, because of that kind of social media Christian culture, because it's because the world doesn't really promote being married kind of anymore. But there's this Christian culture of like, oh, we're 22, we have a house, we're married. It's very attractive, but that's not how it is for everybody. And that's not going to solve your problems. It's going to.
But on the flip side, like, you know, I think we can actually, that can actually even be a positive, because that's kind of like a negative focus, like your problems, your struggles, they're going to be magnified. But it also, like, let's think of this positively, like when you get that close with someone, like, so you know, I'm always hesitant and cautious for young people and how serious and like deep they go in their relationships at that age and whatever. But but I think, you know, think about it this way, like, also, like, who Christ is in you can also be revealed. You know what I mean? Problems exposed, but Christ revealed. Yeah. And that's opportunity for me to, like, serve and love my wife the way Christ loved the church. He laid his life down.
That's good.
You know, and same thing with, like, the fruits of the Spirit. You know, these are Christ's character now living in us, the Holy Spirit. And so we get to see and experience love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, you know, all of that revealed. And when you are living with someone in the context of marriage, when you're dating someone, you know, and so I think, like, I'm a huge advocate for young people. I believe in young people. I will always, like, promote, and I will fight for young people. I think young people can do incredible things, big things, and age should never be an excuse for somebody not to do something, or you know, a hindrance, whatever.
Yeah, like younger age, it doesn't mean you don't have greater power.
However, I would I advise, and I do this, I advise, you know, teenagers when they're dating, to not necessarily enter into like personal devotions, like Bible reading
I personally
with
wish,
a significant other.
I personally wish I wouldn't have dated in high school, because I had 3 girlfriends throughout my entire high school career, whatever you call that. And I wish I just didn't date.
Yeah.
I wish I just focused on school more and sports and my friends.
Yeah.
Because I wish I just would have kept those girls as friends, not made them girlfriends.
Yeah.
Because it's just not the right time. Because for me, it wasn't beneficial. It kind of it affected me mentally and like confidence wise. I wish I would have put my confidence not in a girlfriend, but in Christ, and figured that out first.
Yeah, and the
and
reality
that's kind
is
of the cause and effect of going into a relationship, like you were saying, but know God first before you go into it.
Yeah, knowing God will allow you to and help you to know yourself, and I think that when you know yourself allows you to like, iron out and lock in some things on who you are if you're going to commit that much of your life and yourself to a significant other. But also, like, I remember being young and like creating a list of like, this is all the things I want in a significant other, have a list. Well, at that age, like the top 10 were all body parts, like this is everything I want about them. And it was all physical and looks.
I want them to look like these top Hollywood actresses, and that's not it.
Yeah, but but like there are things that are more valuable and more important that maybe you just don't understand because you just don't have that life experience yet, and so I'm not like shutting down like high school dating. My brother's married to his like one and only girlfriend, and they started dating in high school. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Awesome.
I admire him and them and their relationship, but I also think that's pretty rare.
Very.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very rare, because I also know tons of people, including my own parents, who were supposedly high school sweethearts, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out
for whatever reason.
Which sucks.
Many reasons.
And it's sad, but if you know Christ going into it, I'm not going to say that it will always be good, but that's how it should start.
Yeah, I would just end it with this: regardless of being married or single, being a real adult, a young adult, or a teenager, your primary relationship should be with Christ, and every other relationship, whether that be significant other, whether that be siblings, whether that be parents, friends, boss, teacher, whatever it is, all of those other relationships should flow out of your relationship with Christ. How you interact, how you honor, how you respect, all of that. And so if there's a focus on your relationship with Jesus, I think from there you can see healthier relationships all around. So
that's good.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, y'all.
This was a long one.
It was a long one, but it's a good one. They won't be this long. This one is just kind of like a good fun one because we didn't have youth group.
We're just making it longer the more we talk. Hey, see you guys on Sunday nights, 7:00. But also, I really want you to join us Sunday mornings too at West Hill and Foursquare Church, 9 a.m. and 11 a.m.
Yeah, it's great. It's fun. Pastor John speaks. He's awesome. He's great. His wife Denise is awesome. They're amazing leaders. Come check it out. It's great. And I'm going to spend Valentine's Day watching Toy Story 4 now because I'm not relevant since I haven't watched it. So